Hello everyone, this is GL from GL Tech School. In this video I'm going to talk about more about functions in Python. So functions, argument related things in Python. So let's get started. I'm going to write a function called function1. So these are name of the function. This is the name of the functions. This is the keyword of the function. Okay, you can name it whatever you want, but I name it as function1. So I want to put a f name and L name here, and I can print f name plus L name. So this is the basic function. For example, we call the function name, and I'm gonna pass my name and my first name. So we already learned this one. So this is the basic thing. So you can set the default value. I'm gonna set as default as Gunnar and as Raghulan and so on and so forth. So this is the default value of functions. So if you don't pass any values to this function, the default value will be automatically applied. So if you set a name which is David and L name, so this is keyword argument method. Okay, you can also pass it as a simple raise. So this value will be override this default value. So you can also send it as normal. So I just use the keyword argument method, but you can also send it as default like this. Okay, the default parameters is, I don't want to explain it in a perfect way. It is pretty easy to explain and self-explanatory. The default parameters values are like this. So for example, if you don't pass anything, the default value will be taken. Okay, that's the basic of the default parameters value. The second things I want to teach you is passing a list as a parameter value. So I'm going to create a function called function2. Okay, and this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to say data. Okay, I'm going to say data. I'm going to print the data here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create names of list. In this list I'm going to put many names like David and Mike, cat, some London names like dog. Okay, like that. So what I'm going to say here, this is a list. We already learned it. This is a list. I'm going to pass a list to a function. So it is pretty simple. So you have to type the name of the function and you have to say names. So if you execute the program, it will be work perfect. So the basic idea of this tutorial, the basic idea of this explanation is to tell you and explain you we can pass list as a parameter value to a function. So you can loop inside this. Okay, you can loop inside, such as for example for x in data, here data. Okay, your names will be become as a data parameter, so you have to put data, and you can say print x, and it's going to work in a perfect way. Okay, we are looping through the data. We can add extra things like name or format. What am I say, x? So if you loop it, it is going to be a name like that. So if you create another list, if you have different names, like okay, different data. Okay, so I always use some random words which comes to my mind, so that don't care about it. So if you call a function2 again and passing the names with 2 data, it is going to work. So now you can see these will be this and these data will be this. So the basic idea of function is we can use the code, we can reuse the code in a different ways by tweaking the parameters. So we call this function with different list to 2 times, so we get different outputs. So the behavior and the functionalities that your responsibility is to return. So I'm teaching the basic things to you to understand, so everything is depends on you. You have to create everything. This is the mistakes that every learners makes. What I teach, you will keep up, so that's wrong. You have to understand it. You have to think, oh, if I change this, what will happen, like that. So that is the best way to learn computer programming. Not only computer programming, any related things. So the next things I want to teach you in Python is return. I didn't teach you this keyword for a long time, so this is the right time to teach you. Okay, I write a simple function called functions. So it's going to print hello to screen. So when I call this function, what will do, it will just print hello, and you can see hello, 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 and so on and so forth. So instead of printing, we can use return keyword. So what will happen if we execute this program? Nothing will happen, because this function will return hello. The return means send back hello keywords to this function. So whenever you call this function, if you create a value to catch the value, so I'm going to catch the value like value. Okay, now the value will be stored in the variable. So if I print value, the hello will be here. Okay, the reason, because if you print stuff inside a function, the print will immediately happen inside the function. When you call it, it will automatically print the data to the screen. Okay, so suppose if you want to, instead of printing, if you want to get a value back, or if you want to get a value back, you have to use return. Okay, this function will automatically return its value back, which means send its value to bank. So it is simple. For example, if you have number, so I will explain, to number and num plus num2, and if you run this program, it is going to return 1 plus I have to pass values to it, so it is going to return the total back. Okay, so it didn't print anything because you have to catch it in a variable. Because like I said before, send back, it will send the value back, so you have to catch it in a variable and you can use it. So instead of using it, I'm going to just print it, and you can see 10 will be automatically here. So like that, you can also do like this, just print this function. So this time the value is going to be returned like this. Okay, this is the basic of these are the basic things that you need to learn about Python. So I have taught you everything you need to learn about functions in Python. So in the next video, I will see you with a different concept.